Hey, what's up? Welcome to DGen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts like the chart behind me, which is of Nikola, ticker symbol NKLA. And so here I am recording this on Tuesday, June 25th during market hours, actually recording it during power hour. And I wanted to put this video out because it's been a pretty interesting day for the stock as they did perform a 1 for 30 reverse split. So I kind of wanted to go over some of the levels, some of the trend lines that could be suggesting that Nikola may be finding a bottom here soon. I do think it does have a little bit more to go to the downside, but I do think that it may be finding a bottom soon. So I wanted to go over that. And yeah, so looking at the chart here, a lot of the lines that I had drawn in previous videos, I did try to translate into the post-split scaling, but I actually omitted a lot of them just because I think it's a little bit more important to be focusing on reclaiming some of the levels rather than getting up to new highs, like getting back to $30 a share marked by yellow here, which would represent $1 a share pre-split. So I do think that is an important level to note, but we've got a number of levels to get through before we get up there. And one of them being this blue line here marked at $14.43, which was the close hit on June 18th before this gap down. So, there is that level that we may be getting back up to fill that gap. However, when we do get there, we might be met with some resistance because anybody who bought here and has been holding the bag may want to offload some, if not all of their shares once they get to break even. So that is something to consider. And then this red line here marked at 1563, that is actually a historical level, which is based on the low hit on, I believe, June 6th of 2023 before this big rally up. Let's actually take a measurement of that. So going from the low there up to the top, that represents about a almost 600% move to the upside. So very substantial there. But that was the prior low. We are now forming lower lows. So I do think we will be met with some resistance when we get there because some people that bought back in 2023, over a year ago, may be wanting to offload some shares since we have broken below their level, or maybe they'd be interested to add back in, but I think they'd probably be more interested at these discounts. So I do think we will be met with some resistance when we get to the 14.43 to 15.63 range, right around $15 a share. So do keep that in mind. And then another thing that I drew, which I actually drew before the split because I knew it would transfer after the numbers were adjusted, was just this downtrending channel, which is based on one standard deviation of the price action. So as time moves on, this will be adjusted a little bit, but I did want to point out that the price has been residing more or less in this channel since the middle of October of 2023, and we have seen some dips in the red region as well as some rips into the blue region here, as well as this kind of blow off double top here, breaking above $30 a share, getting as high as $34.50 on April 1st. But like I said, there have been some dips in the red area. We are now in that red area of the channel, so there could be some great dip buying opportunities. However, with the low hit on the day so far of $8.78, I suspect that will hold as there's less than an hour left in trading for the day. But looking at that on the chart, it's not looking too strong, but one thing that I think would be encouraging if we got a close above the low from June 20th, which was at a price of $9.63. So that was the low. If we're closing below that, that could suggest confirmation that this is breaking to the downside. Could also be a fake out, but that level is currently above current price at $9.47, $9.48, down almost 10% on the day. So we'll have to see where Nikola closes at, but if it can close above 963, I think that'd be a good sign. If it closes below, I would think price is going lower. And, there are a couple levels, actually 3 levels we could approximate where price might be going to a bottom at. One is, if we look at the bottom of that channel, we see this white line here. That would correspond with price getting to around $7.50, right around there. So maybe price will be settling out about $2 lower than it currently is. Another approximation for where we could be finding some downside is this other white downtrending line, which would be getting price down to around $6, maybe $6.25, somewhere around there. $6.11 where the cursor is right now. And so that downtrend, that's really just kind of an approximation based on one pivot point being the low hit on December 11th, and then the other one being the close and low hit on September 8th of last year. And so that is how I get that downtrend. And so maybe price would be hitting that level. But, I did mention one of these levels before that was from this retracement here, the high hit on April 1st at $34.50. The low for that retracement was hit on January 18th at a price of $17.48. And from that retracement, we can see the 1618 here, right around $7 a share. So I feel like that's where price will be going. So while there might be discounted shares now, given that price is down 9.5% approximately on the day, I do think it will go lower. So I think there will be better dip buys, and we'll have to see how price responds to $7 a share. If we get a wick below, but then a close above $7 a share, that could be an excellent sign that a bottom is starting to form. But if we see a wick down and it ends up closing below $7 a share, I would think the $6.11 or maybe $6 a share would be on the table at that point. So what I am hoping for is that $7 does hold, as I do think we will, unfortunately, see some more downside with this. But with that being said, I do think, $14.50 to $15.50 could be a great level to trim at or to brace for some consolidation before the next leg higher. Another level to the upside that does stand out as significant is right around $17.50, as the low hit on January 18th was $17.48. We did get a bounce from that level on Pi Day, March 14th, hitting a low of $17.46, and we did test it a little bit over here towards the end of April. And so, I think that there's a lot of upside potential for Nikola, but I also do think there is some downside risk going to about $7 a share. Wicks below, closes above, that would, to me, suggest that a bottom is in. And that could be, like I said, a great dip buying opportunity, because if we do look at the RSI, it is currently at 2452, so that is below 30, which is suggesting that the stock is oversold. So, that might be suggesting that now into $7 a share, great dip buying opportunities, especially with the volume coming down, suggesting that there aren't as many sellers. And so what we want to see is a move to the upside with volume increasing on that, or if it's staying flat, we don't want to see too much volume traded, suggesting that it is holding that level, that there aren't a lot of sellers still in the position, and that we're starting to look at people buying the dip. But like I said, $7 a share, I think that is where this one's going, and I think that could be an excellent dip buying opportunity. Going from around that level to the top of that channel represents a nearly 200% move to the upside, and so I do think that could be a great opportunity, but we'll have to wait and see. And those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks a lot for watching.